In this lecture, I am going to tell you how we can set up admin LTE theme for admin panel in Laravel application with admin login functionalities. I have created a fresh Laravel project inside my XAMPP htdocs tutorial folder. Now let's open this folder in the code editor. I am using Sublime Text. You can use any other preferred code editor. So my project is under C drive and then XAMPP htdocs tutorial folder. Let's open this folder in the code editor and then let's go to php-admin to create a new database for the project. I am going to create a new database called admin-lt and then let's provide the database credentials in our .env file. My database name is admin-lt, username is root and password is blank. Save this file and then let's open the migrations file for our users table, which is provided by Laravel by default under this database migrations folder. I am going to add a new column to our users table to check an user is an admin user or not. The column name will be is_admin and the type of this column will be boolean and the default value of this column will be false. And then let's open a terminal from our project folder and let's run php-migrate command to run the migrations file. This will run the migrations file and this will generate tables inside our database. If I refresh our database now, we will see users table along with the other tables. Let's open this users table and now I am going to add 2 new users manually to our users table from this insert section because we are going to implement admin login functionalities. So let's provide username here, admin user, and then let's provide email address here, admin@gmail.com. These are dummy records. You can provide any other email address if you wish, and then we cannot provide plain text password here because we need to provide hash password here for the password field, and we can get hash password from this users factory which is provided Laravel by default. And I am telling you that the plain text password for this hash password text is password. Now let's paste the hash password here, and for this user this isAdmin column value will be 1 because I am generating this user as an admin user. That's why I am providing this isAdmin column value to 1. And then let's provide the values for this created and updated fields, and then let's add another user, and this time this will be normal user. Let's provide user email address here. Again I am telling you that this is a dummy record, you can provide any email address here, and then let's provide the values for password field, and for this user this isAdmin column will be 0 because I am creating this user as an non-admin user. That's why I'm creating this user with this isAdmin value to 0. Okay, and then let's provide the values for this created and updated fields, and then let's click on this go button. This will insert 2 new records inside our users table. One is admin user and another is non-admin user. Now from our project root, let's run php-serve command to run our project in local development server. So our project is running on localhost 8000 port. So let's copy the URL and paste it in the browser. We will see our project is running on this port. Now from our project root, I am going to open another terminal and then I will create a new controller to handle admin login functionalities. So from our project root, let's run php-make controller, and I am going to create the controller under admin folder. That's why I am providing admin and then // and then the controller name. The controller name will be auth controller. Controller created successfully. Now if I open our app http controllers folder, we will see a new folder inside this controllers folder called admin, and under this admin folder we have a new controller called auth controller. Now I am going to create a new route for our admin login page. So let's open our web.php file which is under routes folder, and then let's add a new route for our admin login page. Route method will be get and URL will be our base URL /admin/login, and this will execute auth controllers get login method. We don't have this get login method inside our auth controller. We need to generate this. Before that, let's give a name to this route, get login, and then let's include this auth controller here. Let's copy the namespace from the auth controller class, and then let's include the auth controller inside our web.php file because we are using this auth controller here. Now let's create get login method inside our auth controller. From this get login method, we need to return the view file for our admin login page. We don't have the view file yet, right? So we need to generate a new view file for our admin login page. So let's generate a new view file under resources views folder. I will create a new folder here called admin, and under this admin folder I will create another folder called auth, and under this auth folder I will create the view file for our admin login page, and the file name will be login.bread.php. For now I will put a text admin login here, and then I will return the view file from this get login method, and the view file is under admin folder, and then under auth folder, and the file name is login.bread.php. We do not need to provide .bread.php because this is a view file. Now if I navigate to our admin login page from the browser, we will see admin login text, which I returned from this login.bread.php file. We need to return admin LTE admin login page from this file, right? So we need to download admin LTE theme. From where we can get admin LTE theme? If you search admin LTE 3 download in the Google, you will find this link, and then you need to open the link, and then you need to click on this download button, and you can download admin LTE zip file by clicking on this source code link. I have already downloaded admin LTE theme inside my downloads folder, and I extracted the file to this admin LTE folder where I have all the HTML file and assets inside this folder, which I can use for our admin panel. Let's find the login.html file, which is under pages folder and then under examples folder. Let's open this login.html file, and let's copy all the code from here and paste it inside our login.bread.php file, which is our admin login view file. Now if I refresh our admin login page, we will see login form, but the region is not good here because we don't have the assets inside our project now. So what I will do, I will copy all the assets from admin LT and I will provide the assets inside our project. So let's copy this dist and plugins folder from here, and then let's provide this assets inside our projects, and then under public folder I will create a new folder called admin assets, and I will paste the folder inside this folder. Now I have admin LT assets inside our projects so that we can use the asset. So let's open our login.bread.php file, and then let's provide the assets part properly here. So right now the assets are under public and then under admin assets folder. So let's provide the admin assets folder path here, admin-assets, and this admin assets folder under public folder. So we need to go to the public folder. In Laravel we can go to the public folder with the help of asset method, and inside this asset method we need to provide the path for the asset files. So let's provide this path for all the asset files. Let's provide this for the CSS file, and then let's provide the exact path for this file also. This asset means this will go to this will be asset, not double A here. This asset means this will go to the public folder of our project. Okay, so let's provide the path for all the JavaScript file which is at the bottom. Now if I refresh our admin login page, we will see beautiful admin login form. You see, we have beautiful admin login form now because we already provided the correct asset files inside our login.bread.php file, right? Now I am going to remove this social login button from here because we are not going to implement social login. Also we are not going to implement registration and forget password functionality, so we can remove this from here, and then we can remove this LT text, and instead of LT we will provide admin panel here, and then let's provide this link here, and let's remove the action URL for this form. For now let's put hash here, and then let's add name field. Let's provide name to the input fields. So the name for this input field will be email, and the name for this input field will be password. And then let's provide the name for this remember me checkbox also. And then I'm going to create the action URL for our login form. So let's open our web.php file, and then let's add another route. Route method will be post, and URL will be our base URL /admin/login, and this will execute auth controller's post login method. We don't have this post login method, we need to generate this. Let's give a name to this route, post login, and then let's open our auth controller, and then let's generate a new method called post login inside our auth controller. Let's get a request object here, and then let's provide this action URL to our login form. Route name is post login, right? And the method of this form is post, so we need to add CSRF field inside our form. This will add CSRF field inside our form, and the field will be hidden. And now what I will do, I will add validation rules for the email and password field inside this post login method with the help of request validate method. So our email field should be required, and this should be required, and our password field should be required. Let's add another rules to this email field, because the email field should be an valid email address. That's why I'm providing this email rule here. And now if I refresh our admin login page and try to submit the form without providing any values, we'll redirecting back to this login page, because we have these validation rules inside our post login method, right? Now what I will do, I need to display the validation error messages inside our login.bed.php file. So I'll open an error block here, and then let's close the error block, and I'll check if there is any error for the email field. Then I'll display the message. Let's put this message inside a div of class text danger. This text danger is a bootstrap class. This will make the color of the text in red color. Okay, similarly we'll do this for the password field. So if there is any validation error messages for the password field, then we'll display the message here. And let's remove this margin bottom 3 to margin bottom 1, because this will take lot more space at the bottom. Okay, now if I try to submit the form without providing email and password, you see we are redirecting back and we are getting the validation error messages inside our login form, right? Now let's do the credentials checking inside our post login method. So we need to check user's credential, right? And we can check user's credential with the help of auth attempt method. This will help us to check user's credential during login functionalities, and this will log in the user to our system if credentials are matched. Okay, and inside this auth attempt method, we need to provide user's email address, which we'll get from this request object, and then we need to provide the user's password, which we'll also get from this request object, because we are submitting the values to this form, right? We are submitting user's email and user's password to the form. That's how we can get user's email address and password from the request object. And another parameter I will pass here, I'm going to check the user is an admin user or not. That's why I'm providing isAdmin column 1 here. If you remember, we have this isAdmin column inside our users table. Okay, so that we can check this isAdmin column 1 also, because I need to allow the user to authenticate it for the admin pages if the user has this username column to 1. Okay, that's why I'm passing these third values here, username 1. That means if the credential are matches but the user's username column is not 1, then he cannot be logged into the system. He can be logged into the system if this username column is 1 for the user. Okay, that means user and admin user, and this will return us true or false. So what we can do, we can store the value to a variable called validated, and then I will check if validated, that means users successfully logged into the system. Then I'll return the user back to dashboard page, but we don't have the dashboard page now. I'll create that later, and if the user's credentials are not matched or user is not an admin user, then I'll return the user back to login page with an error message, and I'll return the user with an error message called invalid credentials. You can modify the message as per your choice, and then I'm going to display the error message inside our login form. So what I'll do, I'll check if there is any error message in the session. Let's close the if block, and then I will display the error message inside this div of class text danger and text center, and we'll get the error message from this session object. Okay, this will display the error message if any error message present inside this session object. Okay, now let's try to submit this form with incorrect credentials. You see, we are redirecting back to login page, and so we are getting these error messages. Okay, now I'll return the user back to dashboard page after successful login, right? So let's create the dashboard route and dashboard page now. So let's add another route inside this web.php file, and this time the route method will be get, and URL will be our base URL /admin/dashboard. And instead of this auth controller, it will call profile controller's dashboard method. So we don't have profile controller, so let's create profile controller. PHP addition make controller admin/profile controller. Okay, controller created successfully. Now let's include profile controller here. Let's open our app http controllers folder, and then let's copy the namespace for our profile controller from here, and then let's include our profile controller inside this web.php file. The class name is profile controller. Because both of these controller are in the same namespace, we can import both of these controller in a single line like this way. Let's remove this lines of code, we don't need that. Now we can call this profile controller inside our web.php file, and this dashboard route will call profile controller's dashboard method. We don't have this dashboard method inside our profile controller. Let's give a name to this route, dashboard, and then let's create this dashboard method inside our profile controller. From this dashboard method, I'll return the dashboard view file. We don't have the dashboard view file now, so let's generate another view file inside this resources views under admin folder. Let's create a view file called dashboard.blade.php, and then let's return the view file from this dashboard method. The view file is under admin folder, and the file name is dashboard.blade.php. We do not need to provide .blade.php for the view files. and for now I'll put a text admin dashboard here, and after successfully logged in I will return the user back to dashboard page with a success message. So the route name is dashboard. So let's provide the route name here, and I'll return with a success message, and the message will be login successful, or you can modify the message as per your choice. Okay, now try to submit the form with correct credentials. So let's copy the admin user email address from here, and the password is password. Try to submit the form. You see we are redirecting back to dashboard page. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the dashboard page. Okay, so we are going to implement admin LTE theme, right? So let's go to our admin LTE folder, and we have this index.html file. So let's open this index.html file, and then let's copy all the code from here, and let's put the code inside this dashboard.bed.php file. And then we need to include the asset files path here. For all the files you need to provide the correct files, correct path, right? So right now all the assets are inside public admin assets folder. So what we did for the login page, we'll do the same for our dashboard page. So let's copy the name from here, and then let's provide the path for all the assets. So let's do it for all the asset files, right? So this will take some time, so let's do it one by one. Be patient. Because we need to provide correct path for all the asset files, right? Otherwise the design will not work properly, and the JavaScript functionalities will also be broken. So let's provide the exact path for all the CSS file and all the JS file. Let's provide the path for all the JS files, which is at the bottom. If you do not need to include all the libraries, you can remove this as per your project requirement. I am putting all the libraries here. You see there are libraries called datepicard.js, and there are libraries called, I think, summon node and moment.js. If your project does not need these packages, you can remove the asset path from here. This is the main JS file, admin.lt.js. Also we have this dashboard.js file inside our dashboard.bed.php file. Now if I refresh our dashboard page, we will see beautiful dashboard page, but the logo path is not there, that's why the images are broken. So let's provide the path for the images also, so that it does not break the page. So let's put the image path here. Also let's provide the image path for the user images, which is here. Here we have the path for the image. Let's modify it. Now if I refresh our dashboard page, now we will see beautiful dashboard page. Now I am going to modify dashboard page, but the design, image path is not taken yet, right? So this is under, I think I am modifying the wrong image. So we need to provide the image path. I think the images we are displaying here is coming from this content wrapper section, I think. No, it is coming from this. Okay, let's find the images. So from where the images are coming? So we have lots of components inside this dashboard.bed.php file. So it is difficult to find the exact image. Okay, so what I will do, I will remove all these drop downs from the top bar. Also I will remove these menus from the top bar. I will modify the image path later. Okay, so let's modify the title first of all. So let's provide this title admin panel, and then I'm going to remove the links from the top bar, which is home and contact, and then I'm going to remove the search bar from the top, and I'll put this message bar for now, and I'll remove this notification bar from the top. Also I'll remove this widgets link from here, and for now what I'll do, I'll remove all the messages from the message drop down, and instead of this messages div, I'll provide logout button here, and we'll remove this badge from here, and instead of for comments, I'll provide for user, for the user icon. So now we will have one drop down here. If I refresh our dashboard page, we will see user icon at the top bar, and if I click on this user icon, we have this log on button, right? So I will add logout functionalities later. Before that, let's find the user image. Here is our user image, so let's provide the exact path for the image. Okay, now if I refresh our dashboard page, okay, unexpected identifier admin, so we need to close that, right? That's why it is throwing the error message. Now we have the image link properly inside this left sidebar, right? So instead of this admin LT3, we can provide admin panel. You can modify the image link as per your project's logo. Okay, and for the username, which is hard-coded here, I'll provide dynamic name, which you'll get from this what user object, and we are going to display username here dynamically. Okay, and we have lots of menus inside our left sidebar, right? So we can remove this as per your project's requirement. You see, we have this admin username dynamically here, and for now what I will do, I'll remove all the menus instead of these dashboard menus from the left sidebar. So what I'll do, I'll go at the top, and then I'm going to remove all the menus instead of our dashboard menus from the left sidebar. So where is our menus? Yeah, here is our menu. So I'll remove all the menus. I will put only our dashboard menus in the left sidebar. So let's remove all the menus from the left sidebar. You can put the menus as per your project's requirement. let's put this widgets and menus in the left sidebar for now. Let's refresh our dashboard page now. We see we have this dashboard menu and we have this widgets menu, right? So okay, let's close this Visual Studio Code. I click on that. So we have this dashboard menus in the left sidebar. We don't need this dashboard 1, dashboard 2, dashboard 3. And what I will do, instead of this dashboard drop down, I will make it user management, because I'm going to tell you that how we can use these left side menus. Okay, and instead of this dashboard 1, let's put users, and I will provide the users page link here later. Okay, let's remove this active class from here. Also let's remove this active class from here also, and let's remove this menu open class from this li. Okay, and then I'll provide this li at the bottom top. So this will be our dashboard menu. Okay, and let's put this class to this I class, and this will be blank. And let's put the URL for our dashboard page here. So the route name is dashboard, right? I'm doing it because I'm going to tell you that how you can use this left sidebar dynamically. Okay, because I'm gonna add the route I'm gonna add the active class dynamically to this li tag. Okay, because the active class will not be here for every pages when we navigate from one page to another page, right? So we need to add the active class dynamically to this li tag in the left sidebar. So instead of this class, I'm going to modify this will be user, and also I'm going to modify the class here. This will be first for user, I think, for the user, right? Now if I refresh our dashboard page, you see we have this dashboard and user management in the left sidebar, right? So let's put it user for the single user and try to refresh the page again. Yeah, now we have user management and users, but we don't have any active class now, right? So we'll add the active class later dynamically. Before that, what I will do, I will remove all the code from the right sidebar, right? Because we have lots of cards here. You can provide the cards as per your project's requirement, but I'm going to remove all the cards from the right panel, right? So what I will do, I'll remove this row from here where we have these small boxes, and then I'm going to open this row, and I have lots of things inside here. You see there are maps and all the other stuffs here, so I'm going to remove all that code from here because I don't need right now. You can put this as per your project requirement. You can use all the components present inside admin LTE theme. You can use all the components as per your project requirement. Okay, you will find all the components inside the admin LTE folder. You see I have this admin LTE folder where I have all the pages under this pages folder, and I have all the examples file under this examples folder. You can use all the components which is there inside this admin LTE folder for your admin panel. Okay, so I remove that from the right side panel, and now what I will do, I'm going to create a new layout for our admin pages. Okay, before that let's refresh our dashboard page. Yeah, so everything is clean now. And now instead of this dashboard.bed.php file, because we have all the headers and all the footers inside our dashboard.bed.php file, right? But we are not going to copy all the codes for every pages. We are going to create a template or layout, right? Okay, so let's modify the footer also. Admin panel, and then I'm going to create a new layout for our admin panel. So I'm going to create a new view file inside our views admin folder, and this time the file name will be main-layout.bed.php. okay, and then I'm gonna copy all the code from this dashboard.bed.php file, and I'll put it here, and I'll make the content inside this container dynamically. Also I'll make this content header dynamically. So I'll create a block here with the help of @yield, and this will be body. You can provide any other name for the content, and then inside this dashboard.bed.php file I'm going to extend this layout. So let's extend the layout which I just created, and the layout is under admin folder, and the layout name is dashboard layout, right? Sorry, main layout. So we are extending the layout, right? And then we need to open the section. So what is the section name? Section name is body here. So let's open the section name, and then this will be inside the code, and then let's end the section, and whatever I will put inside this section, this will be inside this div of container fluid. Okay, so I'm going to put a div of row class, and then I'll provide a text dashboard. Now if I refresh our dashboard page, you see nothing is broken. Also we have this inside our dashboard page, right? These are the dynamic content, and what we can do, instead of this row we can put the text inside a div of class container or container fluid, or let's provide the text. Okay, let's provide the text inside a container fluid. Let's refresh the page. You see we have this dashboard text. Also I am going to modify this content here. This content will be dynamic for all the pages. So I'll create another block here, yield, and then the content section name, which will be, let's put it as content header. Okay, and then we need to remove this code from here because this content header will be dynamic. So I'm going to open another section inside this dashboard.bed.php file, and this time this will be content section, right? Before that, let's end the section, and then let's provide the code for the content header, and the block name is content header. So let's copy the section name and paste it here. So this thing will be dynamic for all the pages. Now we can make this dynamic. Okay, instead of this dashboard v1, let's put dashboard now. Okay, now let's refresh our dashboard page. You see nothing is broken. Now I'm going to create another page, right? So I'm going to create another controller from the terminal, and the controller name will be user controller. So let's run php addition make controller, and the controller will be under admin folder, and the controller name will be user controller or user management controller. So controller created successfully. Now I'm going to create another route, and the route name will be users.list or users.index, whatever you can give the name. and the route method will be get URL will be admin slash users slash index, or simply write admin slash users, and this will execute user controller index method. We don't have this index method inside our user controller. Also we don't have this users controller here. Let's copy the class name, this user controller, not users controller. So this will be user controller. Let's include the user controller here also, and the user controller is in the same namespace. That's why we can import the user controller like this way. Okay, and we need to create this index method inside our users controller. Let's give the name users.index instead of users.list, and then let's create index method inside our users controller, public function index, and then from this index method I'm going to return the view file for our user list, right? So let's create a view file for our users list. Inside this resources views admin folder I'm going to create another folder called users. So I'm going to create a new folder, users. Under this users folder I'm going to create a new view file called index.blade.php. okay, and then I'm going to return the view file from this users controller index method, and the view file is under admin folder and then under users folder, and the file name is index.blade.php. We do not need to provide .blade.php. Now inside this index.blade.php file, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy all the code from this dashboard.blade.php file where I already extended our main layout, right? And we are providing this content header dynamically. So instead of this home, I will put dashboard, and I'll provide users here. Also I'll provide the dashboard link here. The route name for our dashboard page is dashboard, and this will be users, and this will be users list. You can display list of users in a table inside this div. Okay, I'm just telling you how you can work with this template or layout dynamically, right? So right now we have this users pages, so we can provide the user link in the left sidebar. So here is our main layout, there is our main layout, and we can provide the user link here. Okay, and if you wish, you can create this sidebar menu in a component instead of this main layout. Okay, I'm telling you how you can achieve this. You can create one folder here called partials, and inside this partials folder let's create a new file called left sidebar .blade.php. Now what I'll do, I'll copy the left sidebar from our main layout. I'll copy these lines of code from here, and I will paste the code inside this left sidebar, and then I'll include this left sidebar inside our main layout. So the left sidebar is under admin folder and then under partials folder, and the file name is left-sidebar. Okay, now if I refresh our dashboard page, we'll see nothing is broken. Yeah, nothing is broken. I already provided users link here, so if I click on this users link, you see we are redirecting back to users list. When we are clicking on this dashboard link, you are redirecting back to dashboard page, but the dashboard link is not active here, right? So we need to add the active class dynamically inside this left sidebar. So how we can achieve this? So inside this left sidebar, I will open a PHP block with the help of @PHP. Also I'll close the PHP block with the help of nPHP, and then I'll create a variable here and this will be current route. Okay, and we can get current route name with the help of request and then route, and then we need to call get name. This will return as the current route name. And I will add active class to the left sidebar menu dynamically with the help of current route name. So we have this dashboard link here, right? So we need to add active class dynamically to this anchor tag, right? So I will check if current route name is equal to dashboard, then only we will add an active class to this anchor tag, otherwise there will be blank. Now if I try to execute the dashboard page, you see unexpected identifier, line number 43, right? So current route, okay, this will be one code here. Now if I refresh the page again, you see we have this active class dynamically to this dashboard menu. If I navigate to our users menu, you see right now we don't have the active class to this dashboard menu because the route is changed, right? Now let's add active class to this left side menu. So there will be an active class for this user menu when the route name will be users.index, right? Now if I refresh our users page, we will see active class to this user menu, right? But the menu is not open, right? So I think we need to add a class to this div. We need to add a class to this li. Okay, first of all let's add a class menu open hardcoded here and try to refresh the page. You see now the menu is open, right? So we need to add this class dynamically here also. So I'm gonna add this menu open class dynamically here, menu open. So when the route name will be users index, then this menu will be open. You can provide or condition here, or you can use in array method. Suppose you have to open this menu for all the routes, right? Then you can use in array method, or you can simply add or conditions here one by one. Okay, so I added this class dynamically here also. To active this to active the drop down menu, you need to add active class to this anchor tag also. So I will add active class to this anchor tag also. Now if I refresh the page, you see we have this active class dynamically here. Also if I navigate to the dashboard page, right now the dashboard menu is activated, right? So we successfully added the active class to the left sidebar menu. Okay, so let's close this file. So we created the layout for our admin panel pages. Okay, let's remove this file. If you want to modify the title, you can modify the title here. So suppose we are displaying one title dynamically here, so I'll check if title is present, then I'll display the title. Okay, or this will throw blank, this will show blank here. So let's try to refresh our page now. Okay, you see undefined variable title, right? So I think you cannot do this. Okay, let's try this. what we can do, okay, you have to pass the title variable dynamically for every pages. I think I can check with the set. If is set title, then we can display the title here, and if title is not set, then we can display the blank text. Let's try with this. Is it working? Yes, is it working, right? Now if we want to make the title dynamically, you see in the title we have this admin panel, and then we have a bar, and then we have nothing in the right panel, right? So what you can do, you can put this here. Okay, refresh the page. Yeah, right now we don't have the right bar here. Now what we can do, for our dashboard pages we can provide the title value. So let's open our profile controller, and we can pass data array, and let's provide data values title or page title. Let's provide title, and this will be dashboard. Okay, and then let's pass this data array to this view file, so that this variable will be accessible in the view file. Now okay, we are showing the title here, so this will work dynamically. You see, now we have this dashboard dynamically. So we successfully created the page title dynamically. And what else we can do, also we can provide the title dynamically for our users pages also. So let's provide this data array with title. So this time this will be users, and let's open our layout file. Let's provide a space here. Now the title will be dynamic for all the pages. Now let's try to implement logout functionalities. Okay, so we have this logout button in the top bar, right? So if I check our main layout, we have this logout button here, right? So let's create a new route for our logout functionalities. So let's close this file, let's close this login.bat.php file, also let's close this auth controller, and we are going to create a new route for our logout functionalities. Route method will be get, and UI will be admin/logout, and this will execute users controller logout method. Sorry, not users controller, this will execute profile controller logout method, right? Let's give a name to this route, logout, and then let's open our profile controller, and then let's create a new method called logout, and from this logout method I'm going to log out the user with the help of auth logout method. This will log out the user, and after successfully log out the user, I will return the user back to login page. Return redirect route. The route name is get login for our login page, and I will return the user get back to the login page with a success message. The message will be you have been successfully logged out. Okay, this will be successfully logged out, and we need to provide the logout link to this logout button. And another thing is that we are returning the user back to login page with this success message, but we are not displaying any success message inside our login page, I believe. So let's open our login.bat.php file, which is our under views, admin and auth folder. So let's display the success message here also instead of login message. I mean, as per our login message, let's display the success message here. And this text danger class will be text success for the success message. Now if I try to log out from the system, you see it is redirecting back the user to this login page with the success message. But I forget to add middleware for our admin dashboard pages or profile pages or any other pages which will be protected for the admin user. If I try to visit our dashboard page, you see we can navigate to this URL. We get the error messages which is throwing by Laravel, but still we are able to visit this URL, but this should not be allowed, right? So we need to create one middleware to protect our admin pages. So from our root, let's create a new middleware by running php @make middleware. So middleware, and the middleware name will be admin auth. So middleware created successfully, which will be under app http middleware folder. So here is our admin middleware, and inside this admin middleware handle method I am going to check if auth check, that means user is authenticated to the system, and if user is not authenticated to the system, then I will return the user back to login page with an error message. So let's copy this code and paste it here, and if the user is not authenticated to the system, then I will return the user back to login page with an error message. You have to be logged in, or you have to be admin user, or okay, let's put a message, you have to be logged in to access this page. Okay, this will return us true if the user is logged into the system, and if user is logged into the system, then I will check if user is an admin user or not, and we can check this with the help of auth user. This will return the user object, and then I will check is admin value. If the is admin value is not true, that means user is not an admin user. Then I will do the same. I will return the user back to login page with an error message. You have to be admin user. You have to be admin user to access this page. Okay, so we created the middleware and we added the middleware logics inside this handle method, but we are not including this middleware inside this kernel.php file, right? So we need to include that. So we need to include our admin auth middleware here. So let's give a name to this middleware, admin auth, and the middleware namespace is app http middleware, and the middleware class name is admin auth, right? Put it here. Now we can use this admin auth middleware for the routes. Let's close this file. Now let's open our web.php file. So these are the protected routes which cannot be accessed if the user is not logged into the system or if the user is not admin user. So we can use the middleware separately for each and every routes like this way, but I can create one single route group where I will use the middleware. So let's create one route group with middleware. So I'm going to create a route group with middleware admin auth. Okay, and we need to provide the route inside this callback function. Okay, so whatever the route will be protected, we can put this inside this route group, so that this admin auth middleware will be affected for all the routes which is under this route group. now if I try to access this dashboard page without logged into the system, you see it is redirecting back to the login page. Okay, so we did many things in this lecture. I think you understand how we can implement admin login functionalities and how we can protect the routes for the admin pages. Also how we can use included this admin LTE theme for the admin panel. And I think I forget to add one thing. I forget to add this remember me functionalities, right? So let's open our let's open our auth controller, and we need to provide second parameter to this attempt method for the remember me functionality. So we can provide request, and we need to provide true or false here. So we can provide request password here. So if the value is present, that means user is checking this remember me, that means there will be a value. Then this will be true, that means user will be check the authentication. I mean user will remember the authentication. So we added all the functionalities here. So if you like the videos, you can subscribe my channel for the upcoming videos. I will try to create one role based authentication system, and later I will create role and permission based authentication system for the admin panel. So stay connected.